Hello, and in this video it's going to be a different topic. I'm going to be talking about my favourite multi-doctor stories. And now, I have only got 7 of these. One of them is on audio, so I thought I'd quickly do my favourite 7 multi-doctor stories. I haven't heard every single one of the multi-stories from Big Finish, which is on the list. It really is on the list for me to sit down and listen to all these brilliant multi-doctor stories. So in 7th place, I've actually put Time Crash with Peter Davison and David Tennant. Now that one is actually a good one. Peter Davison is one of the best doctors from the 80s. Actually, it's my 5th favourite doctor. The 5th Doctor is. So it's got my 5th favourite and my least favourite doctor in this. And of course, it's got the future father-in-law and son-in-law, as David Tennant did marry Peter Davison's daughter in real life. And the very first time we actually see the 2 doctors meet is in series 4, which is called Time Crash, with the TARDIS malfunctions after a lot of business with the Master, after the Master made the paradox machine from the TARDIS. And it actually accidentally brings the 5th Doctor out of his time stream into the current time stream, which was the 10th Doctor at the time. And it was such a good little mini episode for 2 Doctors to meet. It is absolutely fantastic. So number 6, it has got to be the 2 Doctors, with the 2nd Doctor meets the 6th Doctor. Now this one is a kind of bit stupid. I would actually prefer it if the 2nd Doctor had to come out of his time stream to rescue his future self. Not his future self have to come out to go and rescue his past self from the Santarans and Death Starry and the Androgom Shokai and the Ginance Cizini, who is also an Androgom that's been kind of changed by Death Star in the story. It is a good story. I actually do like this one. It's one of my favourite Santaran stories. But for multi-doctor stories, it's not that good. I would have preferred it if the 2nd Doctor to come and rescue his future self instead of the future self rescuing his past self. So in 5th place is the very first multi-doctor story, which is in the season 10 box set, The 3 Doctors. The 3rd Doctor is stuck on Earth during his exile, and in this story we have the Time Lord Omega trying to get revenge on the Time Lords for leaving him inside a black hole of a universe of antimatter. So with the Time Lords being drained from their power from Omega, and with the Doctor stuck on Earth with the antimatter bubbly thing, chasing after the Time Lord, chasing after the Doctor to get revenge, to help Omega get revenge. The Time Lords end up breaking the first law of time, which is no Time Lord should ever meet himself. So they pop the 2nd Doctor into the 3rd Doctor's TARDIS, and it comes up brilliant. The 3rd and 2nd Doctor actually argue is brilliant and amazing, but it's more better when you got the 1st Doctor coming out of it, where they tried to take the 1st Doctor out of his truncheon, but unfortunately William Hartnell, the original Doctor, was very ill at this point, so they have actually just put him in the top half of his costume and had him sit down and say his lines in front of a TV screen, which still is amazing, even though it is William Hartnell's actual last ever story as the Doctor. It's just such a brilliant story, The 3 Doctors is. The 2nd and 3rd Doctor argue is one of the best things in life. It's literally amazing. It's the very first time we see a Doctor meet the Doctor meets the past version of himself, and the current and the past argue. It's brilliantly, absolutely brilliant. The 3 Doctors is really good. So in 4th place, I'm sorry to say this, it's the 50th anniversary, Day of the Doctor. So basically we end up with the 11th Doctor being called to unit, as there's something going wrong with some paintings which turn out to be a Zygon plot. And we have a little 3D art of Gallifrey. So the Doctor ends up meeting his War incarnation and his 10th incarnation. Now, actually, David Tennant isn't that bad in this story. This story actually redeems David Tennant. He's not really as bad as he has been in series 2 and 3. And of course, we have all 13 Doctors coming back to save Gallifrey. Unfortunately, this only has David Tennant and John Hurt and Matt Smith, but in little clips we have previous Doctors from Hartnell, Troughton, Pertwee, Baker, Davison, McCoy, McGann and Eccleston. And it's such a fantastic little moment in the scene, with a little scene with Peter Capaldi, who was confirmed a few months before to be the next incarnation of the Doctor, aka the 12th Doctor. And it's just such a fantastic multi-Doctor story. It's in 4th place because the other ones are better. In 3rd place, this one is from Big Finish, and it came out the same time as Day of the Doctor, and it's called Light at the End, and it has the 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th and 8th incarnations of the Doctor trying to defeat and stop the Master. This is actually a brilliant... This is an actual brilliant story. This is a more fantastic one. Absolutely brilliant and amazing story. It's actually better than Day of the Doctor. But even though it came at the same time for the 50th anniversary, I still prefer this one over to Day of the Doctor. What more do you need? You have the past incarnation of all the Doctors fighting against Geoffrey Beevers' version of the Master. Now, Geoffrey Beevers actually played the Master a lot of Big Finish stories, and he played the Master in one TV story, which is known as The Keeper of Traken. So for him to come back, it does have the first, 2nd and 3rd Doctors in this as well, but not the actual actors, because the actors unfortunately have all passed away. All the actors did actually pass away at this point. So for the first 3 Doctors, so to have the 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th and 8th Doctors is pretty amazing. It's a shame the BBC haven't actually brought these back into a multi-Doctor story with the new Who Doctors. It's a missing opportunity, BBC. Bring back Tom Baker, Pete Davidson, Baker and McCoy. With Paul McGann, you are missing an opportunity. Hopefully, fingers crossed, we get it for the 60th anniversary, which we are 3 years, well, technically 4 years away from the big 60th anniversary. So in the 2nd spot, hang on. So in 2nd spot, I've actually put Twice Upon a Time, and this story is a belter. We have David Bradley playing William Hartnell's take on the first incarnation of the Doctor, refusing to regenerate as he meets which meets the current Doctor, the 12th Doctor. Unfortunately, William Hartnell, as I said, passed away back in 1975. So this is the 2nd story that had to recast Hartnell's Doctor for Doctor Who. And it's a pretty amazing multi-Doctor story. I actually preferred this one to Day of the Doctor. Yeah, okay, you got a bit of the trouble with the first Doctor being a bit of a git, really. Saying a few lines to Bill, like, if I hear more of that language, you're going to get a jolly good smack bottom. And it's just such an amazing... the chemistry between Bradley and 12's Doctors are pretty good, and it's so much feels like William Hartnell will be proud of this. And actually, I could say William Hartnell is in this, as we have little clips from the 10th Planet in this, and at the end towards the end as well. And the 12th Doctor gives off such an amazing speech before he regenerates. It's only fitting we get a multi-Doctor story at the end of the 12th Doctor's era for a brilliant end of one of my favourite series. And we get a fantastic multi-Doctor story, which makes it the 3rd one we got of New Who, and it's actually better than the Day of the Doctor. I actually prefer this one over to Day of the Doctor. It's just such a fantastic one. So in 1st place, you haven't guessed it, this one is from Classic Who from season 20, and it is the 5 Doctors. And this is another brilliant multi-Doctor story. We have Richard Hambdall playing William Hartnell's version of the Doctor, because again William Hartnell passed away. Patrick Troughton returns, John Pertwee returns with Peter Davison. The only Doctor that doesn't return for this fully is Tom Baker's Doctor, because at this point Tom Baker left the show only 2 years ago and he said he doesn't want to come back, so they actually used footages from Shada to make this brilliant transaction of the Doctor. It's such a brilliant way. Of course, we got Cyberman, we got Daleks, we got Time Lords, and we got the Master, and even the Yeti from different eras of the Doctor. We also have a return of a few companions. We have Susan from the first Doctor, first Doctor's granddaughter. We have the Brigadier with the second, the third Doctor with Sarah Jane Smith. We have a little scene with K9, and the 5th Doctor with Tegan and Tarlo. It's just such a fantastic multi-Doctor story. We've got villains, we've got Cyberman, we've got a Dalek. We have a brand new villain called the Astron Robot, protecting the Tower of Rassilon. Barusala, who thought we'd have a good Time Lord, he turns out to be bad, because he wants the Ring of Immortality. And it is a brilliant multi-Doctor story. And I do suggest, if you haven't seen this story, I suggest you should go and buy it. It is absolutely amazing. And when this comes out on Blu-ray, again, this is still going to be a fantastic story to own on Blu-ray. And this is just such a brilliant... We have Anthony Ainley as the Master, again, brilliantly. So, this is my 7 favourite multi-Doctor stories. Unfortunately, I've not heard every single story of the multi-Doctors, but I'm getting there slowly. I literally started collecting Big Finish a couple of years ago, and I haven't really got many. But this one is so precious to me. My aunt and uncle got me this for Christmas last year, and again, this one means so much to me. It's a brilliant multi-Doctor story for the past Doctors, but not my favourite, as my favourite is the 5 Doctors. So thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoy watching this, and let me know in the comments what your favourite multi-Doctor stories are. Have a good day.